The Ikedaya Incident, an event that rocked Bakumatsu Kyoto, hides astonishing truths about the Shinsengumi, truths you won't find in history books. The historical fact that a mere 34 Shinsengumi members inflicted a devastating blow upon hundreds of anti-shogun loyalists defies all common understanding. But why were the Shinsengumi so formidable? Behind their strength lay blood, sweat, and a pervasive darkness. In this documentary, we will delve deep into why the Shinsengumi were dubbed the strongest, precisely what unfolded during the Ikedaya Incident, and how it all connected to the profound darkness of the Bakumatsu era. Now, let us uncover that truth. The main feature also provides a detailed explanation of the Shinsengumi's organizational structure and the little-known daily lives of its members. It was Genji 1 and Bakumatsu Kyoto was a powder keg. Imperial loyalists advocating Sano Joy were relentlessly carrying out radical acts of terror. Movements seeking to overthrow the shogunate by exploiting the imperial court intensified. Kyoto plunged into daily turmoil, and public order had utterly collapsed. Amidst this chaotic Kyoto, it was the Shinsengumi, later known as the Wolves of Mibu, who, under direct orders from the shogunate, stepped in to restore public order. Though a mere collection of ronin, they boasted formidable swordsmen, including Commander Kondo Isami, Vice Commander Hijikata Toshizo, and masters like Okita Soji and Saito Hajime. At its formation, the Shinsengumi numbered a mere 24 men. Yet, under the banner of Makoto sincerity, they forged their reputation through terrifying discipline and unparalleled swordsmanship. On June 5th, Genji 1, the Shinsengumi received a terrifying secret mission from Matsudaira Katamori, the Kyoto Shugoshoku, thwart a large-scale terrorist plot. Imperial loyalists, it was rumored, planned to set Kyoto ablaze, abduct Prince Nakagawa, and even assassinate Hitotsubashi Yoshinobu. Intelligence officer Yamazaki Susumu discovered that the mastermind's bases were the Ikedaya Inn in Shijo Kawaramachi and the nearby Masuya. Stakeouts began during daylight hours, as the Shinsengumi continuously monitored suspicious individuals moving in and out of the inn. Around 7 p.m., a unit led by Hijikata Toshizo finally stormed the Masuya. However, no prominent loyalists were found there. Meanwhile, the remaining squad, led by Kondo Isami, decided to storm the Ikedaya. At this point, they reportedly numbered only about 10 men. Night had already fallen, and the city of Kyoto was enveloped in pitch-black darkness. Rain began to fall, marking what was recorded as a hot and humid night. Kondo Isami spurred his men on with the rallying cry, "Victory makes you the Imperial Army." An extraordinary tension gripped the warriors who had already braced themselves for death. The Shinsengumi's swordsmanship was legendary, but why were they pushed to such desperate lengths? In reality, financial strain and immense pressure from the shogunate lay behind their predicament. At this time, it is theorized that Okita Soji's chronic tuberculosis had worsened, yet he refused to stop wielding his blade. Around 10 p.m., a mere 4 individuals, Kondo Isami, Okita Soji, Nagakura Shinpachi, and Tadu Haisuk, finally stormed through the Ikedaya's main entrance. From deep within the inn, the boisterous sounds of a banquet echoed. The loyalists could never have dreamed that the Shinsengumi was at their doorstep. Bursting through the entrance, Kondo roared, "It's the Shinsengumi! Unruly Ronin, prepare yourselves!" and surged directly up to the second floor. The loyalists were thrown into chaos, cut down before they could even draw their swords. In the cramped confines, the Shinsengumi's swordsmanship unleashed its full fury. Okita Soji, with his lightning-fast blade, cut down loyalists one after another. However, his chronic illness flared up during the fierce combat, causing him to collapse. Nagakura Shinpachi, one of the Shinsengumi's foremost swordsmen, fought desperately alone in the narrow corridor, single-handedly holding back several loyalists. These loyalists were all exceptional talents, destined to become pillars of the future Meiji Restoration, including Yoshida Tashimaro of Chashu Domain and Maeabe Tizo of Higo Domain. They were forced to cross blades with the Shinsengumi's elite, critically lacking both weapons and preparation. It was indeed a desperate situation. How could the Shinsengumi fight so calmly and efficiently against loyalists who overwhelmingly outnumbered them? The secret lay in their battle experience and the profound fear within their ranks. In truth, Shinsengumi members rigorously adhered to the strict Kyakuchu Hado, a code of conduct where infractions could warrant the death penalty. For them, defeat truly meant death. Shortly after the battle commenced, the separate units of Hijikata Toshizo and Saito Hajime arrived. The tide of the conflict decisively turned in the Shinsengumi's favor. The fleeing loyalists were cut down one after another, transforming the Ikedaya into a sea of blood. The battle raged on until deep into the night, reaching a horrifying level of brutality. In this brutal conflict, many pivotal figures lost their lives, including Yoshida Tashimaro of Chashu Domain, Maeabe Tizo, and Matsuda Jusuk of Fukuoka Domain. Many were also captured alive, and through their subsequent interrogation, the full scope of the anti-shogun plot gradually came to light. The Ikedaya Incident temporarily crippled the anti-shogun movement and made the Shinsengumi's name resonate throughout Kyoto. It was the decisive moment that cemented their fearsome reputation as the strongest Shinsengumi. However, this incident simultaneously ignited the fury of the Chashu Domain, ultimately leading to the Kinmon Incident. The conflict between the shogunate and the anti-shogun faction spiraled into an all-out escalation. The Ikedaya Incident solidified the Shinsengumi's trust and support from the shogunate, and their ranks swelled rapidly. They had truly reached their zenith. Their stringent discipline and overwhelming swordsmanship cemented their fearsome reality as the Wolves of Mibu in Bakumatsu Kyoto. The Ikedaya Incident was far more than a mere skirmish. It was a historical turning point that profoundly influenced the shogunate's survival and the trajectory of the ensuing Meiji Restoration. Following the incident, the Ikedaya's owner was ruined, and the site itself was long considered a cursed place, untouched by anyone. Had this incident not occurred, the Chashu Domain might have seized control of Kyoto at a far earlier stage, and the Meiji Restoration could have unfolded in an entirely different manner. The true reason for the Shinsengumi's strength lay not just in their swordsmanship, but also in their formidable intelligence-gathering capabilities, and, above all, their resolve to fear no death. Yet, even that strength could not defy the inexorable currents of the era. With the collapse of the shogunate, the Shinsengumi, too, vanished into the annals of history. The Ikedaya Incident, while a moment of undeniable glory for the Shinsengumi, also stands as an event symbolizing the profound chaos and tragedy of the Bakumatsu era. Their actions profoundly influenced Japan's future, and both their exploits and tragedies are still recounted by countless people today. The Shinsengumi were dubbed the strongest due to their overwhelming swordsmanship, coupled with an unwavering resolve to fear no death, strict discipline, and precise intelligence-gathering capabilities. During the Ikedaya Incident, a mere handful of Kondo Isami's unit attacked and annihilated a large-scale anti-shogun secret meeting. This astounding feat was the result of meticulous planning and fortunate circumstances converging. The darkness of Bakumatsu was, in essence, the very chaos of Kyoto itself, a city dominated by blood and violence, fueled by the radical schemes of the anti-shogun faction and the Shinsengumi's relentless countermeasures. The Ikedaya Incident irrevocably altered the Shinsengumi's fate and dramatically shifted the gears of Bakumatsu history. Had the outcome of that fateful night been different, Japan's future might have unfolded in an entirely distinct way. Their shocking reality and the deep darkness of Bakumatsu may still challenge us today, compelling us to ponder the harshness of history and the very meaning of existence.